Hello, I'm Richard Jack Smith of Real Talk Movie Reviews. In Below Zero, composer Zacarias M Riva gives us percussion, ambience and noise. It's difficult to get excited about layers of droning because beyond altering the pitch or changing the volume, there's really not much that can be done with it. While this might work as an approach when you're watching the film, building layers of tension, establishing suspense, paying off with a big conclusion, I just don't find this type of sound design enticing enough. According to a Soundtrack Fest interview which Zacarias M Riva gave, he wanted to record 40 string players in Spain, but due to the restrictions they had to go to Budapest with instructions relayed from Madrid. So this was produced during the lockdown. But ultimately what we have here, apart from an enticing little idea in the very first track and the same at the very end, it's droning all the way pretty much with occasional rhythmic pulses. Again, you know, it can be mistaken for wind, evil wind, if you think about that. But I just definitely have an aversion to this type of work because I just feel more can be done. If you're restricted in terms of budget, use a small ensemble. Think of Scarecrows by Terry Plumery. He had 13 players on that whole score and it sounded like it was much bigger. He had harp, piano, contrabass, clarinet, these elements. Bring in some woodwinds, you know, make it a bit breathy and earthy and everything else. Try to change it up. Don't just rely on synthesizers. If you're going to, put something new on it. Don't just try to be because that is not scoring. That is just noise. That is wind making. That's ambience. That's not scoring. So what we have in Below Zero is a very average effort. I give it 2 out of 5 stars. Now Zacarias M Riva is clearly somebody who loves his craft, right? He's into trying different projects. He's worked in some animation, other different fields, but this doesn't show off much of what he can do. But I remain hopeful that in the future he'll come across a project and establish some ideas which he can then build to their fruition and produce something quite out of the ordinary. This week's mini review: Cape Fear by Bernard Herrmann. Very little chills me to the marrow quite like Bernard Herrmann's Cape Fear. Instantly memorable from the first few notes, the composer ties the narrative and musical structures together. The glue happens to be Max Cady, Robert Mitchum. We sense the diabolical cleverness, persistence and mischief of this vengeful mad dog. The air is sweet, the music masterful, and the experience once in a lifetime. I give Cape Fear by Bernard Herrmann 5 out of 5 stars. For more film and soundtrack reviews, please visit Betty Jo Tucker's website, Real Talk Movie Reviews. On Facebook you can find my pages, Hip-Notic Movie Reviews and Hip-Notic Soundtrack Reviews. You can also find me on Twitter at mbeanfan101. I am Richard Jack Smith, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.